yeah. Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers. Yeah. Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers. Yeah. Trash talking, who the best? Who make good or bad trades? Who pick the best players? Who got certified game? We just football lovers. Come and join the funny games with the Banter Brothers. Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers. Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers. You're now tuned in to the Banter Brothers with your host, Brian Paulo, and his co-host, Nick Johnson. Coming at you live with this week's fantasy football highlights and trash talk. Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers. Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers, Banter Brothers.
What up? What up?
I feel like I'm a little bit of a baby Paulo today because, look at my eyes. Look at how red they are. It looks like I've been smoking all
My
day
God!
long.
My eye to yesterday I got something in it, and it thought it was smoking. I'm like, I'm not smoking. I literally got something in my eye, man. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the basement is pretty close to finished. So I pulled out the old sofa here, and it was covered in Brian Paulo's drywall dust. So I decided to take a Lysol and just spray it to clean it down so I could sit down. I think I'm marinating in Lysol right now because I'm like
Lysol, eh? Lysol is
World War II mustard gas right now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's really good for anti-inflammation, man. Yeah. What's going on?
You know, same
Well,
old. Not
I'm
really.
just so glad you got yourself a nice house. I mean, you finally found a place, and it looks very spacious and open. And I'm sure that's what you were looking for.
Something, yeah. You like it? Nice and neat. Just don't mind the Metro bag over here. You know,
The Olay.
Olay, and it's fun. So, yeah, I'm not moving yet. Yeah, but soon, I guess you'll see. Then I guess the next episode you'll see, like, you know, where I'm at, and then I guess we'll see.
Allegedly.
You know,
Allegedly.
there is this one guy I'm really following. You know, Matt Foley, this inspirational speaker. You ever heard of this guy who lives by a van down by the river? You ever heard of this guy?
No, I'm the only inspiration I need.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
No, I don't. But you know, your life is in flux currently.
Yeah.
Which is almost the theme of this podcast is our season, our league. Could it be in flux? Are there rule changes? Discussing the upcoming season, the flux of it all.
Lots of things to discuss today, actually.
Sure, could be. If there's anybody out there listening, you know, otherwise
we'll listen tomorrow morning, or whatever the case may be, whenever it is.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I wouldn't listen to me. My wife tries to shut me out at any time she can.
No. We have fans, Nick. We got fans. So I don't know about you, but we're going to be expanding season 2 of the Banter Brothers. I'll tell you this right now. We're going to be expanding.
I'm not prepared.
Seems like we are. Like, you know, you're preparing a little studio behind you, so be kind of neat, you know. Put the trophy up there. So
basement's almost done. The flooring is down. I'm just now. It's doors and trim, like Rizzy. Doors and trim, and then after that, it's pretty much ready to go, and then it's just TV up on walls and things of that nature. So it's
doors and trim, Mike Rizzy. No, it's more like Johnny Doors and Trim.
Well, whatever. Rizzy is sourcing the stuff out for me. So he's kind enough to lend me his contracting discount or his sources or whatever the case is. So
yeah. Let's use
working on that.
Use the Rizzy sources, yeah.
Whatever those are. I have no sources, so I'd just be like walking in like this.
Yeah, yours is Nick. I got a ticket. What do I do?
I need 200 feet of shoe mold.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I just dropped my pen. Okay, I won't need it. So yeah, so it's almost done, and then yeah, I'll build some nice back area that displays the alleged trophy that exists and the alleged championship ring that exists.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no
And
proof.
then we have to do the sauna podcast as well. You know,
The sauna podcast, absolutely.
Saunacast, yeah. So
Sauna cast. Yeah, we're
Saunacast.
gonna have to figure that one out, but we can get it done for sure.
We'll do it sometime. Don't worry. We have lots of time. Oh, and then we can probably talk about right at the end, boys' vacation, boys' weekend. You know.
Well, listen, I don't know anything about this, so I'm going to be glued to my seat waiting for that one.
Okay. Well, it's just kind of randoms. We just want to like pick. You know, when's a good time, guys? Do you want to do it in the wintertime? Maybe in December. You know, when we.
I guess the question is location and time too, right?
Location, don't worry about location. Like we could just rent out a space. We can just kind of find a neat little place with a lake with a hot tub. Like that's all we really need.
Yeah, if you can find this place though. But aren't cottages usually all booked up by this point that have that kind of stuff?
Well, no, not if we kind of discuss it now, and if we do it in December, we can still plan ahead.
December. Oh yeah, December. I thought you were talking about the summer.
I think the summer's kind of done because we're all booked up, right? And then and Labor Day weekend's kind of tight. We have the draft. Even at the time you're going away, I'm still not really settled yet. Maybe not. So let's just kind of maybe save it for maybe.
It's gonna be a busy August.
Well, yeah. I guess that's why we're going to talk about it. Okay, Let's get the show going. I guess we should have started up again. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk about the draft first.
The draft, as in the draft order? The draft.
Yeah, the draft order, the draft order, the lovely video that you did. Fantastic. Loved it.
I tried my.
I know. You can't. This is awesome. Are you kidding me? Punta Cana?
Awesome. My wife and the cinematographer. Yes, I did not go down to Punta Cana specifically to do the draft.
Are you sure? I think you did. Which, again, that's what you're supposed to say, Nick, right?
Yeah, if it ever gets to that point, then it's really gone too far.
Nothing goes too far with fantasy football. That's so far. That's what we're noticing.
No, but you know what? It's funny. You know what? I would say that the draft video really comes about as it does, all in large part thanks to you and your psycho friend Mike Rizzi and your constant harassment to try and get the league going, and I need to see my team and I need to see my draft picks and when and all of this other stuff. And so you guys were all on my ass, which is super enjoyable, by the way, but you were all on my ass. And it just so happened that I was going on vacation. And so because you guys were on my ass, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to shoot this video and then it's in my pocket and it's good to go. And then I could use that to get everybody logged in because you couldn't do anything until it was logged in. So I was going to use it as sort of the carrot for everybody to sign in and send in their money.
That's the carrot. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was good timing that way. But I had no intention of filming a video in May. Last year I filmed it in August. I filmed it like the third week of August or something.
Fantastic. It was good. It was fun. We loved it. Can't wait for the next one. We got to figure out the next one too and how we're going to do that now.
No, I'm going to propose a rule that takes me right out of the video choosing. But no,
I guess that's one of the things we're going to talk about in the rules, right?
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, again, it was a lot of fun. And me and Liz were down there for a week. And I sort of mentioned it, I think, like the third day in, like, I don't know, like, would you be interested in sort of helping me with this or whatever the case is? And she says, like, yeah, like she's actually really jealous of us now. So,
hey, man, she's your vanity, your Paige Sajak, right? Yeah. So that's the whole. I
don't know what you just did as a reference. Or did you just say Paige?
Pat Sajak. I couldn't say it was supposed to be Pat Sajak, and I would like. That's what came out.
Yeah. No, she is for sure. But she's like 3 years ago when we first started, she was sort of like, you're a fucking loser. Like, what are you doing right now?
What are you talking about?
Well, because at the time, it was just all of the time that I was sort of just mock drafting in the August and all this other stuff. You're an idiot. But now with the
championship under your ring, you're idiot.
With the championship, I mean, obviously I'm 10%.
You're no idiot. No.
But with the podcast and then with us all hanging out on a regular basis, and then the text message thread that comes in, and if you blink and you don't look for 6 hours, you've got 90 text messages to catch up on everything else.
Those are the good days.
Yeah. But she's jealous and wishes that all of her friends had something that brought them close. Like
imagine that. Yeah. A fantasy bachelorette. Imagine that.
That would be stupid. Could you imagine? They'd be choosing like the colors of the teams. I don't know.
Imagine the jiffies on that one. Eh?
I'd like to pick Tua Tagovailoa number 1 because he's just so damn sexy. Yeah. But yeah, so
that's my idea. Liz, there we go. Take it and run.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Bachelorette fantasy pool.
She supports me, but not with her ears. So no, she was very excited to help me out with it, right? So my initial idea was just that stupid Daniel Craig coming out of the water thing is what I was sort of shooting for there.
Yeah.
And then everything else just sort of fell into place after that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot.
It was good. Nice. It was smooth.
Yeah. And you know what? Relatively speaking, I mean, everybody wants to get like one of those top 1, 2, 3 picks. But I think relatively speaking,
top 5 is great. We've done that. Top 5 is great.
But I think if you really look at it, we didn't tie the draft order to last year's record. But if you really look at where everyone was sort of drafting this year, it's almost tied to that record just by happenstance, how it worked.
What was the word that we used? Fitting? It was
yeah. Yeah, I think that like a lot of people would go like, yeah, like I don't think anybody could sit there and go like, well, that's stupid. Like Taylor obviously is super over the moon about getting the 10th pick because that automatically goes to Johnny, right? I think Jared was 9.
Jared's 9, Chris 8.
And again, you know, he made it. He was like he was the second best team in the regular season, and then of course, you know, my miracle run. I
7 Nick, yeah, okay. Doug 6,
but he had a good team, so he's drafting 9th. I can't remember who's 8th off the top of my head.
Chris is 8. You're 7.
Who's 8?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, screw Chris.
7.
Screw Chris.
Doug is 6. I'm 5.
Yeah.
Chris is 4. Mike is 3. Kevin 2, and Johnny 1.
Yeah, so I mean, Chris has got 8, which isn't necessarily indicative. That would be the one outlier, but he's also got McCaffrey. So McCaffrey,
McCaffrey,
he would be a top 3 pick this year.
I don't think he's a top 3 pick this year.
And
it begins. It doesn't matter. He's gonna keep him. Good luck with him, Chris.
Yeah, no, for sure. But like, if you were redrafting this year, he wouldn't make it out of the top 3.
I wouldn't be top 3 with him. No, I wouldn't trust him.
Well, that's fine. You would, but if you were in the 3rd ranked position, okay, and let's say Jonathan Taylor went 1, and let's go, I don't know, Derrick Henry 2. I don't know. I'm just throwing out a name. Who are you taking over McCaffrey at 3?
Not McCaffrey. I don't know. If we have to do the whole thing again, Cook. I like Cook. Cook is 2.
And that's why you don't win.
Oh, heavy. Okay.
Boom, boom. But no, but like,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so I've started, unfortunately, and my shields have been worn down. You know, my phasers are on max, but my shields are down to 32%. I started listening to a couple of my fantasy football podcasts. So today they did a mock draft 1, and the mock draft they took McCaffrey 1. So it seems to be it's a McCaffrey or Taylor that goes back and forth depending on.
No, it's a Taylor 1. It's not McCaffrey anywhere near. I'm sorry because you listened to your first one this year. I listened to it, and McCaffrey wasn't even. I did mock draft. I've been doing mock draft.
Well, that
mock drafts. People, no, he hasn't come close to 3.
Okay.
Even fine. Receivers are even like they're
if I was drafting first overall, I would take Taylor over McCaffrey. However, I would only do that because of the health factor. You know, I think that McCaffrey has way bigger boom games on a consistent more basis when he's actually healthy.
The last 2 years. What games are we talking about?
No, you're right. No, I just told you I'd take Taylor first.
Okay.
I just told you that.
Okay.
But if you took McCaffrey when he's playing is going to have more points per game. He's just not going to play all the games, and Taylor probably will, right? So anyway, he's got a top pick already in his stable for the keeper. So getting the 8th pick is what I'm saying isn't the worst because that's what he's got. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, the draft order sort of works out a little bit. I think.
I'm happy. I think it's all fitting. It's all great. I'm happy with my pick.
Yeah,
I'm happy. I'm higher than you, so that's all that matters. It's a win. I'll take it. First win of the season. I'm higher than Nick.
You're going to take a draft order as a win?
Listen. Yes. I'll take it. Yeah. I'll take it. 100%. Yes.
I will allow you to have
I am winning. This year, 2000 I'm winning.
Unfortunately, I'm an incredibly honest person, so I didn't rig the draft at all. So I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. So you can go ahead and have a draft order 2 points ahead of me. That's fine.
I'll take it.
There'll be a lot of good players available
There
for
is
me. At
lots
7.
of great players. I agree with you. From one, actually, like I was even getting a whole whack of lists, and I'm trying to figure out where do I land, right? Yeah, 1 to 5, easy, some good picks. 1 to 3, really good picks.
Yep.
And even from 6, 7, 8, even the leftover players, yeah, good quality stuff. It's quality stuff. Quality.
They're going to be good because ultimately Taylor and Doug have
Thank you
2
very
or
much.
3 players that they're not going to be keeping that would be top 10 picks normally.
Yeah, correct.
And then with Kevin having Tyreek Hill, he would not be a first round draft pick in a redraft, unfortunately. And who am I thinking? And then Rizzy, same deal. So Swift is probably a high end round 2 pick.
Well, now it's Swift and Fournette, so whatever he doesn't choose,
whichever one. But they're high end round 2s. So really, there's 2 guys. And then you could also make the case, that I don't know where Devontae Adams for Jared would go in a redraft. I just don't know.
He's going all over the board.
Yeah. But but that would be a back half first rounder probably. Yep. So there's going to be a lot of top end guys that are going to be available. Certainly for the first 5, no doubt. And I'm not worried about whoever is available. I think
you're just going to trade your whole team away. It doesn't matter. I know you don't care. John, I don't care. I'm just going to trade. You want to start trading? Let's start trading. That's all you're going to do. You're going to trade. How many people are going to trade with you? Because we all know what Nick does now.
What do I do? I offer good trades.
Come on, man.
I offer good trades. I recognize people's
needs. On, man.
I recognize people's needs. I'm a people person. I'm a giver. I say, hey, Brian, you seem to be struggling at the tight end position, and I have a tight end available for you. Let's make a swap. I'm a get her done type of guy. But that's fine. I mean, listen, if I had to win off of the waiver wire and being stoic and just putting in good lineups, I could certainly try to do that. I like offering trades, though. That's fine. We'll see. If everyone wants to say I'm not trading with you, it's fine with me. It's just all fun.
Yeah, can't wait.
I'm looking forward to drafting a team that doesn't all get
into it. No one trades with Nick and see what happens.
I just want to point out that you've been saying the same fucking thing for 3 years.
Which is what?
That no one's going to trade with me.
No, it was just this year. I just started that. Like I didn't know. I'm going to start it this year. This year, I'm saying, guys, have you guys learned what was going to happen with Nick?
No, you said that after last year when Rizzy traded me Kittle. No. Yeah, you said no one's going to trade with you this year. After last year and that Kittle fiasco, no one's going to trade with you. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Yep.
I'll do my best. I'll do my very best. I got 2 finals appearances in 3 years and 1 championship. I'm doing okay. And I get to talk to you lovely people out there, which is really the treat in itself. Yes. But, think of it. Think of how hard this is, right? So when the season starts, like morons, we come on and we do this every week, right? And we just talk about the upcoming matchups, and et cetera, et cetera. Do you know how hard it is to talk about players you like, players matchups, all of this other stuff, and then go try and trade for people? Like you're half giving away how you feel about things. So you have to, it's very difficult.
Hey, we're givers. We're just givers. Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
You don't give up the whole thing. You don't give up the whole flock. You give up,
No, it's gamesmanship. I do try and hold some stuff back.
Of course you do.
But I'll tell people my philosophies on everything, right? It doesn't matter.
It's an open book, folks.
Yeah, because the truth is, and I've learned this, is that if you don't believe in that philosophy, you're not going to do it anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like if I told you I'm a running back guy and you're like, like Jared, for instance, not a running back guy. He's a wide receiver guy.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
He loves his wide receivers, right? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter. I talked to him for years about this. His running backs always stink. He's like, yeah, we'll just piece it together. It's fine. He'll figure it out. And he's a wide receiver guy.
This year's going to be different. You'll see.
I'm ready. I can't wait to see how many Dolphins you have on your team.
3. Okay, I'm going to put it out there right now.
Yep.
Yeah. 1 offense, 2 defense. I'm just saying.
I hear you.
Defense is a surprise this year for the Dolphins.
I hear you. I'm sure you're trying to find your hidden gems already.
100%. This book is filled. This book is. See that? I almost gave you some. You're gonna slow it down. Yeah. Anyways, I made my list. I'm gonna check it
You're
twice.
already working on your list?
100%. I'm gonna be busy over the summertime, so I got to be really prepared. Yes, I've been working on it once in a while. I've been mocking once in a while. That's right, folks. I've been mocking.
It's going to be so embarrassing when you're like dead last. You've been like, I've been working on this for 6
I don't
months.
care. I'm not the one. Rizzy, you think I'm him? Hey, man.
Well, listen, Rizzy's in 2 leagues now. He's in the other league with me and Jared, so he's got to figure his shit out for sure.
I think I'm impressed. He's really stepping up his game in the fantasy football world about like taking 2 leagues and really grabbing.
Rizzy wants to try and tell me that he's busy all the time, and he's just mocking all the time. He's just going hardcore in the paint. I'm like, busy? I don't know.
Yeah,
real busy. But yeah, no, it again every year so far it just keeps getting better and better, and it's just enjoyable. So, with that, I guess we can just move on to you and me just trash talking each other. I don't know why anybody wants.
Move on to the next thing. Rules.
Yeah.
Rule stuff. What do you want to talk about now? Okay.
Well, why don't we just move into like the proposed, not really proposed rules, just I suppose rules that people have sort of
asked about, informed about,
mentioned, or whatever it is as possible things. And I'd love to either get what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to type on the Yahoo League I think we've got 4 or 5
update a thingamajigger, yeah,
of like the proposal, and just have people comment yay or nay on it.
Sure.
And just go with it. Like I'm perfectly fine if it stays status quo. It doesn't matter to me. But
Sure.
Just little ideas to tweak to make it better. If people are in, then they're in, and if they're not, then they're not.
Sure.
You know.
How are we voting on it? Like, what do you?
Yeah, just vote. Yeah, because I don't want anything to happen during the season again, and just because of just how busy everybody is in their lives, and certainly for me, not like anybody cares about me, but since I'm technically running the fucking Yahoo thing, I kind of got to do it. I'd just love to get some of the stuff out of the way if it's going to be in there or not. So just going in and updating or whatever it is. So these are the ones I've got. And again, I'll rewrite these down. So people like them. If people don't, just say yay or nay. It doesn't matter. So the first one is, and I mentioned this last podcast, is tying your draft pick spot to your record. So we obviously have just been doing it where I make a horse's ass out of myself for a draft video, and then I just pull them out of the hat. But I know that when it comes to trading, certainly as you're trading draft picks now and everything else, I know Taylor mentioned it's like, oh, I'd really like to know where it'd be a lot easier if I knew where my draft pick was probably going to be. So we could tie it to your record. So if let's just say Brian Paulo comes in last place,
not going to happen.
Unlikely, possible. Then he would get the first overall draft pick, right? And if I win the championship, then I would get the 10th, right? And along the way, right? So we could do that. It would just mean eliminating the draft video.
Now, will we go by the record, overall record, or just by the championship?
That's a good question.
Championship, because hockey does it by the championship, correct? If you win the Stanley Cup, then you get the last pick, right?
Yeah.
Or then you go by the president's thing.
I think it would have to. That can be discussed as well. I hadn't really thought of it. My initial thought is, it would be easy enough to do the people that don't make the playoffs and go like sort of back to forwards, and then it would just be, I guess you'd have your 3rd place, 4th place, but then like if you're in the championship game, right? Obviously you're trying to win that one, right? But if you're in like the third place finish game, right? It's like at that point, who cares? You're not getting any money. So then you just don't want people tanking. You know what I mean? So
I guess we go by the playoff, the whole thing, because it literally counts.
Like the regular season, maybe is what I'm thinking, right?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's what I'm saying. If you make the playoffs, right? Like for instance, like this last year, I know I faced Jared in like one of the semifinals there. And so Jared and I think Doug were playing in like the 3rd round or the 3rd to see who was the 3rd place overall finisher. Well, why would anybody want to win that? Because you're not going to get any money for it. And all you're doing is losing a position next year in the draft. You know what I mean? Whereas it matters in the regular season because then that gives you your playoff seeding and buys. You know what I mean? So it might just be easier to tie it to the regular season. You know what I mean? Because then it sort of will foul things up a little bit when you get to that kind of that final jockeying that final week. You know what I mean? That would be the only thing I would say to that. But everything's on the table. As you mentioned, I'm like, oh, that's a good question. I didn't really think of it. But we could do it anyway. We could do it either way.
Either way.
So it could be, so if people just want me to keep drawing them randomly, no problem. I can't wait to have some kind of a stinker of a draft video when you just get ripped apart. Or we can tie it to the records and then just leave it at that. And then it's a little bit easier to understand where your draft pick is, or you can just let it fly and see where it goes.
Okay. So there's number one. Yeah.
That was number one. Number two. Keeper numbers. So this year going in, we have one. Again, it doesn't really matter to me. If you want to keep it at one, no problem. But obviously, it's important to know prior to the draft how many, because that might change who you're drafting, right?
Correct.
You might go younger, you might go whatever the case is, right? So are people happy with one keeper, or do they want to push it to two? Three? I don't know. Three. I don't know. So it would just be a discussion point.
Okay.
Just let me know. Good as is or whatever. Three.
Number three.
I'm trying to do like John Cusack in High Fidelity when he's walking around and going like top 10 things I like.
Three.
So Rizzy was kind enough, allegedly. Again, I cannot confirm this. Okay.
Can I confirm or deny?
I can't confirm. I really cannot. I'm sitting here. It's June the 15th. I've been the champion for 6 months, and I have yet to see. Okay. He hasn't dangled it in front of me. I've seen a picture that was taken.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm sure he has. I just can't confirm it. Okay.
Yeah.
That he was kind enough to buy a trophy and then buy rings. And he post-dated them really nicely enough to go back. So year 1 and year 2 winners got a ring as well as myself. Right. Very kind of him. So, but moving forward, and he said that they were like $25 the rings.
Yeah.
So a thought that we had discussed is the idea of having the last place person buy the first place person the ring. So it's essentially a $25 like like if you ever look, there's like these stupid like videos where like someone's like standing naked in front of a mall saying I'm a fantasy football loser. That's sort of like the haze is just if you come dead last, it's a $25 ring bonus or ring bot for the winner, whoever it is. Just to see if people are down for that. Again, it sort of keeps like last year when Rizzy was just completely selling for draft picks and everything else. If there's a $25 sort of, it can keep you a little bit more in the game and keep you honest a little bit. And then as well, if we do end up certainly tying draft picks to your records, you don't want people doing like this real life. I'm tanking for whoever it is, tanking for first. Right? You know what I mean? You want there to be a little bit of an incentive not to necessarily do that, right? So those are the three that I got. And again, if not, I do like the idea of the winner getting a thing. Yep. So we could either all chip in like equally, like $5 or whatever the case is. So and that's just like the ring pool. So then that buys a ring, or I just take out $25 of like the buy-in money to purchase the ring for the winner.
Okay.
But I think it is nice to get a little something. I'm jacked. If this ring and trophy actually exist, I'm really jacked.
It does. I think, we're just waiting for the right time, which is kind of, I understand, but
no. I'm sure that it exists. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. It's not like he's taking a picture of it with him in his truck going like, hey, fucker, I've still got it. I mean, listen, he might do a Johnny Stories, balls in the cup sort of situation. I have no idea.
Oh my God, Johnny, where's my cup, by the way? Where is my cup? My hockey cup. Where's my trophy?
The testicle cup.
I want my trophy.
So those are the three I got.
Okay.
Do you got any over there?
Well, Mike asked one. Hold up. I forgot what it was. So what did he say? Pass it along.
Rizzy's like yelling right now. He's like, I told you.
My only suggestion was to have trades available during a time frame before the draft and after and before the keeper selection.
Oh,
Can you
yeah,
make that possible?
yeah. So when I renewed the league 3 weeks ago or whatever it was, Johnny had sent out a text like the 10th pick is available for trade, boys.
Correct. Yes.
So I sort of as a joke, but also just to see, I tried to propose a trade and it wouldn't let me. So as the system stands right now, it's not allowing trades prior to the draft taking place. I don't have a problem with this one myself. Because I mean, what difference does it make? It's trade is a trade. But I'd have to check to see if the system allows it. Because I'm not doing some manual writing it down in a book and
Nick, can you write it down?
This is not my job.
On the ledger, please. Trade first round pick. I'll be right down on the ledger.
Yeah, could you imagine? It's like the 5th round. I'm like, okay, Brian, now remember, the trade that you made gives you Mike Rizzy's 5th round, and you get his 7th round. So, Mike, you just no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I know. And they'd be like this: first round pick. That's your keeper. You need to keep that. You know?
Yeah. Oh my God, sticky notes everywhere. Forget it.
Sticky notes everywhere.
That would be even more of a menace than me drafting the 2nd place overall team, Taylor's team last year at the same time as mine, the championship.
Hey, is that going to happen this year?
No, I already let him know prior to the end. I was like, it was way too hectic. It was just pure survival at that point.
Wicked fun. I'll tell you, it was fun watching this. It was hysterical.
It was fun, but I would have I let him know.
Yeah.
But you know what? Again, like he would tell you, he had all of his players set up in Yahoo.
Yeah.
So besides a couple of tweaks that I made, to a couple of them, his team would have auto drafted a good team anyway.
Yeah. I got one. I just remembered one. Because you just reminded me about what happened last year. Extending the time on when we draft because it was quick in the beginning. Remember how quick it was in the beginning? It was like lightning fast. Like this. Whoa, we're already on the 10th pick and things are flying quickly over here. Was not expecting within a minute we're flying picks. Listen,
anybody that was there at Rizzy's for the live draft, okay?
It was fast. It was too fast. The first round, wicked fast.
Okay,
doesn't need to be that fast anymore.
Okay, listen, as a commissioner, I can certainly tell you that the time between picks was the same from round 1 to round 38. Okay, so it was like a minute and a half, and what happened is Brian, for everyone that was there and everyone that was not there, is Brian was saying, guys, this is going really fast. You don't have to make your picks in the first 10 seconds. You've got time. And then it came to his pick, and he went, and he just immediately hit it because he was so jacked. So
I immediately picked Jonathan Taylor. I know, it's amazing, right?
Yeah. Okay. But
I know, it's so awesome.
So I had moved it back last year, essentially selfishly to accommodate me drafting 2 teams. Did I tell you those 2 teams were in the championship?
Did you hear the selfishly thing about Nick right there?
Yeah. So just to allow it, because it was just I didn't know how easy or hard it was going to be with Taylor's. I just didn't know. So I think originally like the standard one is they give you like a minute, and I think I moved it back to like a minute and a half. The early rounds, it goes fast because you know the players that you really want. But then when you get in sort of like that round 10 and beyond, where you're like, you're doing like defensive players and all of this other stuff, I mean, it ends up being that it's a minute and a half. If you push it to much longer than that, then it just becomes sort of a 3 or 4 hour nonsense. Like if someone's just like, if say Kevin can't get in and it's an auto draft, then you're just sitting there waiting for 3 minutes for his auto draft pick to come through, which is like a nightmare when you're waiting. So I can certainly extend it back a little bit, but I wouldn't suggest doing it very much more than the minute and a half. Minute 45, 2 minutes, but no more than 2.
We could ask. Okay.
All right, I can just do that. I don't have to ask anybody. That's my powers.
Okay.
Listen, I'll move it up to 45 seconds just to watch you squirm. That's what I'll do.
I'll make you quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. But no, we can do that. But like the early quickness had nothing to do with the time allotment, is all I'm saying. So if you would say that, like, in your recollection, as you were drafting into those 10th rounds, that you were having a really hard time like picking a player in that amount of time, then that's certainly valid. But like the first 3 rounds, it went by in 27 seconds because we were all just like,
Wicked fast. Too
yeah,
fast.
yeah, and we're
Yeah.
screaming at each other. It was insane. It was
Yep.
insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? You got anything else in there?
No, what'd you write today right now? What'd you just change? I just saw something. You changed something.
Peeping Tom. Yeah. So right now there's 2 dates for everyone to be aware of. So I've got right now the draft taking place on Wednesday, September the 7th. I think I put it at 8 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I can move this. So if there's, for whatever reason, people are like, yeah, this isn't going to work, this, whatever the case is, the opening day is Thursday. The opening day is September the 8th. So I was just trying to get the draft as close to the regular season so that no one's like, I didn't know that person was injured. I didn't know that person was cut, whatever the case is, right? So I've selected it for that time. I can tell you that selfishly for myself, I am going away with the kids and I guess the wife too. So I'm going away with the family the previous week. So it's like the Sunday, August something or other, and we're coming back the Sunday just before Labor Day, so like the 4th. So the draft definitely isn't taking place during that time because there's no way I'm putting the draft, but I can't draft. But we can move it around if you want to do that. If people aren't good with the Wednesday, so again, just let me know if for whatever reason that date. I know Taylor is over on the West Coast, so I know obviously the later the better. But I mean, again, you can only do so much with that, just because ultimately 9 of 10 people are here on the East Coast and kids and all this other stuff. So I'll try and accommodate as best as we can. So obviously, if anybody out there, if a date or time doesn't work, please can't work, please let me know.
Right away.
And then the thing that I changed today is the keeper deadline. Okay. So I had originally set it for Monday the 5th, just a couple days before, and Rizzy had talked to me and just said, I'd like to have a little bit more time to kind of be able to do my planning and know who's available and who's not available and stuff like that. So I just moved it back to the Friday. So I moved it back to Friday, September 2nd, just to allow any would-be person that wants to mock draft themselves to death or plan or whatever it is, that you know which keepers are off of the board, and so you can adjust as you see fit. So that was it. I just moved it back to Friday. I mean, again, that shouldn't be a problem for anybody as far as the people that are being planned to be kept, because none of those people are going to be playing in the week 4 preseason game anyway. They always hold the starters out, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Cool.
So those are the 2 days.
Awesome. Okay.
It's fun being the commissioner.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Cool.
So that's what we got for all of that stuff.
That's all we got, right?
Is that all we got?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, listen. Your commissioner needs you. Okay. I give as best as I can. I give you all I got. I need some ideas for Brian's team name.
Okay, and I think this is where we kind of ended right now. We just got short on time right now.
Them all.
Thanks, folks, for joining the time now.
If you're embarrassed to say them, you can send it to me in a personal message.
Next time,
you will remain
I'm your
confidential.
host, Brian, and here's Nick.
I'm asking my kids for names, please.
Hasta luego.
I don't have social media, so I'd poll people out there if I could.
You
got to give me some names.
And it's done.
Okay.
Are we anything? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that's all of it. Are we talking about this boys' weekend? What are we talking about?
Oh yeah, and the boys' weekend quickly. We'll have to hit one more boys' weekend. I just noticed time's a ticking. I got something there. Boys' weekend, folks. Suggestions of when do you want to do it? When not a good time. We need to kind of figure that out because we want to do a boys weekend. We always kind of do one every year, and I like to hear some suggestions.
As far as like general months or
general month. When do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to do a winter one where you have the hot tub? You do some ice fishing. That's what we kind of talked about last time, but we didn't really get to do the ice fishing.
Yeah, I think.
Or do we just kind of push it back? Or again, it's just whenever everyone has time. You know what I mean? So let's just discuss it. That's either in December or if we want to do the late winter thing.
Well, I would think December would be hard, right? Because all of the Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Like early December or January, all that jazz.
Yeah. Anyway, so like the winter months is what you're thinking.
The winter months, but whatever everyone wants. But again, it's going to be tied with the football, right? So
that's true. That's a good question too. Do you want to do it on a weekend where there's actually football, like fantasy football being played?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Where like everyone's going nuts.
Yeah.
So you're at like a cottage on the Sunday, so you're coming back.
Yep.
Whatever the case is.
Yeah. That's one of those fun ones. Yeah. So anything to discuss? Anything we like that feedback?
Yeah, just feedback, boys. Apparently, you listen to this. I don't know how many, but some of you do. But
we have listeners, Nick.
Like right now?
No, in general.
No.
I don't know, but now we have a total of
zero.
Yeah, we got zero. We just two. Theoretically, we have two.
We're building our audience, is what it is.
Of course, we are. They're the morning guys. We should really do it in the morning, but whatever.
Well, yeah. But certainly. Again, I'll post all of this stuff that we talked about, the proposed rules. Just comment if you could, because I can make decisions. I just generally, because this stuff is just for pure fun, I just don't want to do it and like somebody's super against it, and I don't want to mess with that. So, if I'll post them, if you guys can just comment or send me a text or whatever it is and let me know, that'd be great.
Okay.
And that's it. That's it, boys.
Until next time, yeah. See you,
bud.
Well, that concludes this episode of the Banter Brothers.